Okay, we're making pills for allergies like hay fever, stuff like that. And by pills, it's the gelatin capsules. And I'll get into that a little bit later. But first, the ingredients. Herb-wise, it's something to try. So this is our mindset on a lot of this is just try it. If it helps, great. Most of it doesn't hurt. Most of it can't hurt. This one, simple combination. It's a 50-50, so anybody can make it. It's alfalfa, leaf, and stinging nettle. So they're both going to have to be made into powder. I cut to the chase on this one and bought it as a powder. That's less than ideal. Supposedly, once they powder it up, once they beat up the leaves, whatever's in it tends to start to break down. But I got what I got. Do them by weight because powder is going to take up a lot less room than leaves. So this is the alfalfa, this is the stinging nettle. My next step is to throw them into a food processor to make this more like powder and to mix it up with this. And then I'll show you me putting them into individual capsules. Okay, next step is making the pills or the capsules, and they really are capsules. These are what the actual capsules look like. Hopefully the camera's picking that up pretty good. Capsules come in different sizes. You know, those giant ass ones that are hard to swallow. These are called 00. It seems to be the more common size. You can get these all over the place on Amazon, but I prefer to get it the same place I got this. This is called CAPSULE-IT by Herbal. Good company, decent company, and a decent product. I haven't seen anything like this. Prior to this, you'd have to fill the pills up individually, and that was a pain in the butt. This thing makes it fairly simple. The bottoms, which is this part, go in here. So all you do is pop them in. You can put a bunch in and shake it, but if you do that while it's faster, sometimes they go in upside down, and that's annoying. So I just put them in by hand. It's going to make 100. It goes pretty quick. The tops go in this thing. So you take a top or a cap, and really you put it down in there. And then this goes over. And I'll show you the purpose of this going over in a minute. You can get them one of two ways. When you order these, and you order them by size, and 00 seems to be the most common size, and you'll either get them whole, where the top and the bottom are already clicked together. That's a pain in the butt because you have to take them apart again in order to fill them. They're a tiny bit cheaper when they're together. I don't know why. I think it's just because they know people like this better when they're lazy. When they're lazy, like me, you'd get them, you buy this as a kit almost, but it's the top and the bottoms, but they're in separate bags, so they're easier to work with, that's all. If you have a couple of young children around, it's a great task for them to do. You can buy the cheaper ones where they come put together, and you'll take them apart and tell them to stick them in here. It's fairly idiot-proof. Once I get this all filled up, and I get the top all filled up, we'll come back, and I'll show you what we do next. Okay, by now I've gotten all the bottoms in. Kind of see maybe in there. And they just pretty much drop right in. If you're feeling ambitious and optimistic, really, you can put this top on, and like I said before, you throw them all in and shake, 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 and they generally fall in properly. In my case, I got lazy and I did just that, and they all landed fine. Sometimes one or two will land upside down, and then you gotta fish them out of there. I'm putting this on now. Again, this whole thing comes as a kit, and it's really not difficult. Kids can do this. It's dirt simple. This makes it easier to put powder in. And you might be thinking, like, why bother with all this garbage? Surely I can just go buy this. Buy, like, the pills already done. You probably could. Maybe. You'd have to hunt for this particular mix, I'm sure. The nice part is you know exactly what's gone in here. The nettle came as pretty sure it's organic. Yep, it's organic, and it's nothing but nettle. So there's no filler, there's no nothing. So you know exactly what's going in here. The alfalfa, pretty sure it's organic too, certified organic. So you have some clue, you know what you're getting. Prior ones that I've done already, mushroom, that's red reishi. It's supposed to be helpful. This one's lion's mane. This one's supposed to be like help with cognitive. You know exactly what you're getting, so it's nice. Literally put this in a pill, you've got the pill. Cost-wise, as you'd expect when you make it yourself, assuming you get them in this container or bigger. They're obviously cheaper than the pills you get in the store, which kind of makes sense. This always comes out to be cheaper because you're doing work. Anytime you're doing the work, it's going to be cheaper. So here's all I'm doing now. Just pouring it in. It's like I keep saying, it's not rocket science. This could be an after-school activity, or if you're homeschooling, it could be the school activity. And here's where it gets fun, especially if you've got OCD or something and you like fun toys. They've given you like a little scraper / squeegee to move everything around. In this case, it's mostly a powder at this point, so don't be too vigorous or it'll all just go airborne. No harm, it's just you've used up your pills. You've used up your powder, rather. And you're going to just keep moving this around. I'm hoping you can see. And the purpose of this thing, this green part, is just to give you a little keep it neat area so it doesn't all fall off or fall out. And you're just going to keep moving it around, Now, just to cut to the chase, once all these are full, or once they look full, especially with something like this where there's still, the nettle's ground up, but I didn't grind it until it was 100% dust, so it's still got a little bit of its leafiness to it. And all I'm going to do, assume this was all smoothed out. I'm going to take this thing, it's like a tamper. You don't want to like start high up in the sky and come whipping down with it. Gentle's always good here. Line it up with the holes and just give it a little light. You're not compressing the universe here. A little bit of light pressure and it makes room for more. With herb stuff, for me, I fill it until the thing's full. I'll come back in a minute when it's all full and I'll show you how to put the tops on. Okay, so you've gotten to this point and you're like, uh-oh, there's extra, now what? No big deal. The company that makes this is pretty darn smart. Very practical anyway, which is nice. There's a little space here. So, you just kind of squeegee it off. And somebody who's watching this is thinking, this doesn't look too hygienic. Why aren't you wearing gloves and a mask and I don't know, a respirator and a bunch of other crap? I'm not making drugs. It's just some leaves and stuff that grew out in nature. And I wasn't wearing masks and gloves when I walked out there, so we're good. I've tamped it down already twice. It's pretty good. It's up level with the top. Now, take this off. I just keep everything stacked up on the side. I go with the squeegee one more time. I don't know if that's necessary, but that's what I do. And it's all clean. Now, the important part. This green part's been placed on here. The little indents are facing up, so you can see them. You take the whole mess, you turn it over. Yeah, look at that, they don't all fall out. The green thing keeps them in. Line it all up. I give it a little like happiness, hopeful shake. And then, can the camera see this? Can you guys see it? And I'm just gonna push down. And be kind of aggressive with the pushing. These particular capsules were a gift. I made somebody something and this is what they gave me back, which is nice. It's just that they came from Amazon and the quality is less than perfect. So how does that manifest? Pills are the pills. The edge might not be perfect on each one. So when you go to squeeze the tops to the bottoms, what can happen is one gets stuck. And all that's going to mean is one's going to be messed up. You throw that back in the mix and you make it with the next batch. Now we're all done. Oh, see, there's a screwed up one. And all I'll do is pop that out, throw it away, and I'm good. And this is how they come out. So 99 good ones. You might, if you look closely, they're not 100% full, but they're fine. And that's how they come out. And that's how I'll take them. The machine is fantastic for this. I call it a machine, but it's really just a jig. Reasonably priced, and you're making 100 pills at a time. If you want to try something new and different and incorporate it into your breakfast, lunch, and dinner, or pill I take, this is perfect to test drive things like that. That's it.